Hello, welcome to episode 102 of the Spare Change Challenge. We're playing again on Ignition Poker as usual at 100 NL, which we'll be doing for the entire month of May. And yeah, hopefully we'll run better than yesterday. That would be nice. In fact, I don't really know because we don't look at the cashier, but just feels like we're running bad this month so far. But hell, it's early still, right? For all we know, we're running good and don't even know it. That's why we just play each situation for each situation and let the chips fall where they may, right? All we need to focus on is playing good, not tilting, and everything else should take care of itself. I just started these tables, so not really much has happened so far. We literally are just in the first couple minutes of the session. So I have no reads basically right now yet. And no idea whether the game's decent or not. It was pretty easy to get up 4 tables. So that's always a decent sign. I think when you have difficulty getting up 4 games, that's when there's a chance it's not that great. But, you know, things ebb and flow. Just a preliminary look. The games don't look great, but it could just be these tables. There could be better tables that we will look for and try and get on. I'm going to try something a little bit different, at least during times where there should be plenty of games running, is first indication, a couple revolutions around the table. If a table doesn't look good, we'll try to get another one, a different one. We may not succeed, but then again, we might. I think we're going to have to defend this to Queen Jack. We were thinking about stabbing at that, but I guess we'll just have to give this guy some credit. I think we can check this back and raise turns. This is the kind of board you can get bluff raised with gut shots and things like that a lot, so I think it's better to counter that by checking back sometimes when you have second pair, and then raising turns. And then betting for value on the turn. He's more likely to raise the flop than he is the turn. I don't want to jinx myself here, because he very well could just raise his turn. But I think if he raises the turn, it's a lot more likely he's strong. I'm not really worried about a flush here, but then again, it's hard to get value from worse. So I think we just check back and take it to showdown. Hand just plays a lot more easy that way, I think, and we can also pick up some value from some hands that we normally wouldn't be able to, and also make some disguised hands as well. And get him to bluff some of his air range and freeze him up with hands that are better and mitigate our losses in the event that we are beat. We don't have showdown value, but we do have 10 clean out, or 8 clean outs. Potentially, if the jack is live, we could have more than that. So we could have 11 clean outs. So we definitely are just going to get it in here on this flop if we get raised. I think we just have to fold. Such a pretty hand. I know this guy's going to sometimes be doing this wide, but we are in the worst position possible. It's painful. I think we call $4, but we're not going to call 6. That would have been a pretty decent flop for us. But, you know, that's like the best case scenario flop for us, and the money goes in. We're like, we don't have like 60% equity or anything, right? Got a feeling the money's going in here on that turn card. If this guy's calling the flop, shouldn't he be committing on this turn? I think he would a lot. I guess not. Definitely not leaving this table. Hey, Hunger Down. Yeah, I'm glad you took a look at the strategy and everything. Glad you're going to give it a try. Yeah, you can ask questions. I think probably by email would be easier if it's more than just, if it's just 1 or 2 questions, feel free to ask on here. But I think if it's, you know, a whole bunch or something detailed, probably automaticpoker@gmail.com would be the way to go. Wow. Did this really just happen? Kind of sums up our month, doesn't it, so far? Blind versus blind, too. Blind versus blind. But yeah, I do appreciate you taking a look and trying it out, picking up the book. Or wait, oh, okay, you did pick up the book. Sorry, I thought I was jumping. I thought I had read that. Don't want to be presumptuous, but yeah, thanks for doing that, and good luck with everything. And yeah, I'll definitely answer any questions you want, and it's up to you. Here, there, wherever, I'm fine with it. I just might be a little slow while I'm playing. If you want me to put a little more thought into it, if it's detailed questions, you might want to email it to me. Wow. Wow. Did this really just happen again? Blind versus blind. You know, we could have just as easily been on the other end of this. So, I mean, we can't really complain. It's really strange, and I think they limped both times. It's really kind of sick. Not a good start, right? I think it's better to min raise this since we got a couple aggressive guys in the blinds. I don't really want to give this guy make it like 6x again, so we'll just do that. Same thing on this turn. On the flop, we'll check back and then raise turns. Possibly raise turns. We have the best hand here a lot, and we can continue on every turn. So we're just going to check this back. We get a straight. I think we can go for some value. I don't think it's that thin either. I think we can get called by a 3 of 4, pocket 8, something like that. I think we still check back though. And now we'll go for some value, or we'll just call a river bet. It's going to be hard to get called by worse if we raise the river. But I think we could induce some type of bluff here on the river by the way we've played it. And this guy did just have kind of the nuts, so good thing we didn't bet that turn. We would have been put in a really shit spot. So yeah, another bad luck. I mean, this guy just happens to have 5-6 in that spot. That's really, really weird. It's like worst case scenario just about in every spot we've faced so far. But it's only 2 buy-ins, not a big deal. It's basically a half stack, right? For 100 to nail full stackers out there. We'll definitely c-bet this board. It's a love it or hate it type spot for him. Not sure whether this guy could just be not realize. Well, now I have to fold anyway. But I always wonder when a guy does this, is he just didn't realize, did he just not realize that I had raised? I'm gonna refresh this. Well, I'm gonna get off this table. It would be nice to be able to just get back right back on that one, because I think that guy was a fish. I'm not sure. I didn't take a look at the stats before I left. Oh well. Doesn't matter, I guess. Wow, 3-bet again. Man. Lots of 3-betting going on. So, I don't know. The game's any good or not. Not sure. Find a better spot here. Looks like I got a fish, but he's on my left. Let's see if I can get one where a guy's on my right. So we've had king so far, jack so far, a straight so far, and we've lost all 3. That's the way it goes. Nothing we can do about it, but just keep grinding. We're going to play so much volume, hopefully this month, that we're going to grind through those variance spots like that. I would be defending wide here, but I think I can do a little bit better than 7-6. Maybe 7-6 suited, but maybe 8-7 or something. 9-7 would be the bottom of my defend there. I'm going to defend really wide, though, for sure. Okay. Probably not folding to a raise here. This guy looks like he might be doing it fairly wide in this spot. This guy, I don't know. Probably fold. Even though it is a squeeze. Yeah. Okay. Ah, why can't that happen for me? Oh! Wow. That's what happens for me, right there. That's pretty sick. Ahead, behind, ahead, behind, ahead. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool if you're the guy that's winning, I guess. If we bet, obviously we're committed on this. Is there anything he can fold that he called the flop with? Not much, I guess, with a 5. Do we just try to hit a jack, king, diamond, or maybe board pairs and we're good? Not the greatest river. I guess we take it to showdown. He's just going to have like 7x here, pocket 6. I mean, I don't think he's folding anything. Even if we like overbet here, he's going to call us. So, yeah, he's not going to fold that. He might fold to our turn bet there, though. Not guaranteed, for sure. And with that river, he probably calls our river shove too. So that was, I'm okay with the way I played that, I think, on that turn card. Oh yeah, I did grow up in Florida. I don't live there now. I live in North Carolina, South Carolina, the Carolinas, Charlotte area. This guy opening wide enough? Probably not, but I can call. Probably committed on that flop. Certainly shoving there. And we'll bet for value and probably the river as well. We kind of have the nuts here, I think. I guess we could get value from like ace high maybe. He could also have like jack 10 that we want him to bluff, but I think he bets that on the flop. So I think we bet small here and probably call a raise. So we got value from probably ace high there. So what part of Florida are you from, Hunker? Probably going to get off this table. Not looking great. The guy ended up having queen 9. So he did have a queen, we just had the kicker. So he probably could have bet a little bigger there. Yeah, we'll shed this table. Try to do a little more table selection now that I've got a feel for the way things run. I think when games aren't running when there aren't that many games running, we won't have that luxury, but right now we probably could. This guy's opening wide, I think. So we can shove that. Probably get off this table as well. Wow, this guy's thinking about how bad are we running today. Hopefully he's thinking about with like 8s. Ugh. Man, we're not running good today. And we don't chop. Wow. Really, really unfortunate and unlucky there. Again. Kind of seems to be the theme. Because that's like a huge plus EV spot from this guy opening really wide. So this doesn't look like a great table either. Do have a gut shot, so I think this is worth a bet here. I think being three-way will get a fair amount of respect on our bet. Somebody's going to have something to continue here. Once again, not a great turn card to barrel, so we're probably just going to check fold this one. He's just most likely going to have a hand that beats us here. I mean, 7-8 is possible, but that's being really optimistic to call here. Could be drawing dead sometimes as well. Probably get off of this table. Yep. Takes forever to load tables now. It's getting borderline. Well, I wouldn't even say it's borderline ridiculous. It is ridiculous how long it takes to get a table now. It just takes forever for games to load. I mean, sometimes you gotta sit here and wait 20, 30 seconds for a game, and I just screwed up. while I was talking. There we go. Try this game. I think this is a different table than the one we just left. Oh, okay, Jacksonville's cool. I grew up right between Ocala and Orlando, basically. About an hour north of Orlando. Born in Ocala. I think this is an okay flat. This guy has, I don't know, it's just such a small sample. I guess I shouldn't be basing that. Probably should be raising this. But I think it's an okay flat in a vacuum as well. Yeah, I mean. Okay. Wow. Ugh. You never think about the ace out, do you? You always think about the heart. When the heart doesn't come, you think you're going to win. And yeah. Not fun. Okay, yeah, cool. Fort Bragg. Bet you were glad to get out of that area. Everybody I talk to just can't stand living over that way. Wow, is that like 4 buy-ins? 2 coolers? We lose an all-in after against a flush draw. What was the other one? I can't remember the other one. Probably, why would I want to remember it, right? I mean, if we shove pre-flop, he probably folds and we just win a small pot. But I think I'd rather have the good spot that we got into. I mean, most of the time he's just going to flop nothing. And then we'll win his C-bet and we'll win extra money that way, right? Oh, wow. Did we really just lose that one too? This is like Twilight Zone stuff, guys. It's like, this is how my downswing went, remember? That 400 NL shot. This is exactly the way my sessions went. Now, luckily we're playing 100 NL now, and I think we're deeply rolled enough we don't have to be concerned about this. But yeah, this is exactly has the same feel to it, like cooler, then we're ahead, we lose, we're ahead, we lose, our draws don't get there. Boom. It's just like rapid fire, losing hands. I don't think we can shove this, and I don't think we can call. I think we just have to bet fold this for 2 streets. Yeah, I think we bet fold 2 streets and then check the side rivers. Wow. It's like, kind of get that feeling like it's impossible for us to win right now, don't you? I hate these periods, of course. Who loves them, right? Yeah, I agree. Everybody dislikes the changes, but what are we going to do? We have to live with it. We have to adapt. Keep plugging along. I mean, it's either that or just leave the site, right? I think with 8 high, even in a 3-way, we have to rep the ace. I think we're going to take it down often enough to make it profitable. If I knew this guy was a fish, I would flat here. I just don't know that. I'm not going to call out of position with jack high, basically. Even though it's kind of the nothing pre-flop, right? Hey, something went right. A C-bet worked 3-way. Stop the presses. So I guess we have to get off of this table up here. 2 buy-ins there. Well, I guess we've left the other tables we ran bet on. Yeah, we'll go ahead and leave this one. Take our dollar and run. Looks like this one's trying to break too. People going to dinner, is that what it is? They tried to put us on that same cruddy table. Yeah, I'm not. You can have it, sir. Get out of my way. Get out of... Get... Oh. So annoying. I hate these new tables. And it pops it up right in front of where you're trying to do stuff. And if I was the type to tilt, I would be tilted right now. Alright, goodbye. Gut shot, no showdown value, we'll bet. Vacuum, I guess we'll fold one time here. Ship this one. Leave this one. Guess we check this. Leave this one. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I think I'll just leave that one. Tables are breaking now. Yeah. Believe me, I'm staying with it. Come this far, I'm not going to give up now. I've thought about it. But I'd have to do something else, right? What's the alternative? I mean, I need to make a little side income, so what am I going to do? Work at... I guess I could work at Domino's Pizza. Flip some burgers, right? I do this to keep my wife from having to go get a job. So I need to do it. I'm trying to get this roll built so I can start cashing some out. Stop putting me on this table! Get out of here! I wish it would just give you the option of never sitting at, you know, heads up or by yourself. If I could just filter that out. Of course, then tables would never get started, and I guess I mean, I understand the theory of what they're trying to do. There should, in theory, be more games running now, right? Which there maybe are. And maybe every time it sets me heads up, I should just start playing. You know, maybe I should just play more heads up and start games. We have a gut shot. I guess we have to c-bet. Can't just check fold, right? We still could have the best hand here. If he is pure floating, he should be folding this turn. Yeah, I guess we'll check fold now. And we're still good. That's good. Had a feeling we were good there a lot. Hey, Matt. Yeah, it just depends on the table dynamic. I mean, if it's a really good table with a lot of fish on it, I will consider staying if they're to my right. But if it's just a bunch of regs and or it's just a bad dynamic, I mean, I would leave those tables whether I double up or not. So, but yeah, I do tend to leave, especially if I'm playing my top stake. Like I'm not bankrolled for it. I'll consider leaving. But I always try to keep things in my favor, and my game is a 30 big blind game. And if I double up, I'm suddenly not playing my 30 big blind game anymore. So why would I... It's just like I wouldn't ask a 100 big blind player to buy in for 30 big blinds. He shouldn't expect me to play 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 big blinds, right? So let him play his game, I'll play my game, and we'll come to that agreement. There's this myth out there that has been propagated by areas like, or websites like 2+2, that I think it's like it's some, there's something derogatory about playing less than 100 big blinds, and they want you to believe that, right? But it's just all ego is all it is. It's just all ego. So that's a good turn card for us. Hopefully this guy has like ace-7 and not 10-7, which would be par for the course, right? I think he's going to raise if he has a 7, so we'll just go ahead and bet. Get value from a 10, or whatever else he could have here. And it's kind of a bad river for us. I guess we got to do a small bet now, because I just think I mean, there's a ton of rivers we can just shove. And it also, there's some 9s in his range too, which sucks. He could chop here a lot. I think we get called by like 10x here sometimes, and even a 7 at slow play we'll get called by, but not if we shove. I mean, he could also have his beat here and just be tanking. You know, he could have like 8-7 for sure. Pocket 10s, 10-7, and I mean, if he shoves, I still have to call, but I think he's just gonna have like a 9 every time. Yeah, it's sucky river for us. I mean, it's better than like a 7 or a 10 river though, right? I mean, if we're gonna have a bad river, at least be one where we're winning the pot. I don't know anything about 50% buy-in. I don't base it off of that. I mean, you can set arbitrary amounts if you want, but really you just need to look at your table dynamic and your comfort level. I mean, that's really what matters. If you're not comfortable playing 40 big blinds, leave when you hit 40. If you're not comfortable playing 60 big blinds, leave when you hit 60. I mean, whatever. It's up to you. We're not trying to impress anybody here. We're trying to make money. That's what it's all about. See, I mean, looks like a reg table there. I'm at 41 big blinds. I'm just going to try and find a better table. I'm always bringing in new tables. I mean, I think that's what's the most important thing and least understood part of poker is you don't make money in poker by playing players that are as good as you or better than you. You make money in poker by playing players that are worse than you. So that's what you should be striving to do. That call doesn't please me, but he could just have a deuce too. So I think we have to bet again. He could also have a flush draw, or 9-10, you know, something like that. And I think he folds an 8 sometimes, so. And I could check call this sometimes. And he did have an 8 that he didn't want to get rid of, which is fine. I think he defends that anyway, so we probably lost less than if we'd raised pre-flop there. So I'm fine taking alternative lines there sometimes. I think most of the time the line is he checks back, we bet, and he folds, right? Or he calls with a worse hand. We have a disguised hand a lot. So now it feels like we've settled into a normal session after our 5 or 6 buy-in dump off right at the beginning, right? Yeah. But as bad as we ran, even if we're down like 5 buy-ins right now, that's, what is that, 120 bucks? 150 bucks? like a buy-in and a half, full buy-ins. So I mean, if a 100 NL player is playing a 100 big blind stack, I mean, he's going to fluctuate $300-400 a lot. So that's nothing. What's with this lag here? This guy posted the big blind, and now no cards have come out yet. What are we waiting on? It's ridiculous. I'm all about improving things, but when improvements don't improve things and make playability worse and worse, you have a problem. This doesn't look to be a great table, so we're probably going to look to leave this one. This might be our best game, top left here. This one might be okay. This guy's not likely to ever connect with this board, so I'm going to bet once and expect this to show a profit, just the lead. If he calls, we'll just shut down. Yep, just shut down now. I think our 3 might be good here sometimes. No, he spiked a jack. I'm going to go ahead and bet the river here as well. I think he's going to have a 10 here a lot. Or like pocket 5s. I'm just trying to think what draws could he have that he's not going to bet the flop. I think I'll just save my money here. Yeah, I'm just going to save my money there. It's hard for us to credibly rep much besides, like, I mean, it is a limped pot, but he just looks like he's a sticky player, and I just think I think we're just burning money by trying to bluff a calling station. We're not going to fall victim to that. I think the 1 stab is fine, but I think anything above that is kind of a sin in poker. Once these type of players call, they don't like to fold, so we'll save our money there. Flop, I got shot in a backdoor flush draw. I think that's worth 1 bet, and we could shove favorable turns, I think. Yeah. Like a club turn. Maybe not a 4 turn. Wow, we're seeming to get raised on every single flop in this spot. I mean, it's either a shove or fold, and we don't improve, so we'll just check back. Yeah, I think a shove here would be a leak. Yeah, we're just going to wave the white flag. He's not going to fold 2 pair for sure. Even though it was 4 to a straight, we are a short stack. He's not going to pay us off. I mean, he would just pay us off there is what I'm saying. I think we'll 3x this and shove any flop. Down around 10 big blinds, I think you just pretty much have to commit in this spot. Any raise size we make is pretty much committing us, so, I mean, it just kind of sucks that this guy's putting us in. But I've seen people do this with, like, Queen King before or worse. So it's not like the worst spot in the world. Yeah, we just happen to be dominated this time. Jack. Yeah, we don't receive. A little bit unfortunate again to run into Ace King there. This guy's kind of fishy, so I think we can open the Jack 10. It's much more likely for him to have like... I mean, it's not that it's unlikely for him to have us beat there, but just saying at least we could have live 2 cards sometimes. We have a fish again in the blinds. We're going to open the Ace 8. We're going to c-bet this. King high board. I think we will rep the king here. If it checks again. Yeah, we have to rep this king. I think he's going to have ace high here a lot. We'll fold this one. Yeah, I mean, I guess he has to call there. But I think he'll just have ace high sometimes too, so. Not a big deal. And we're losing all the small pots too. That's unfortunate. So we'll defend versus the fish with the queen jack here. And that is not a favorable flop for us. And we will defend. This guy, is he wide enough that we can shove? Small sample. I think blind versus blind with this stack size, I think it's perfect for us to shove here. He's going to be pretty wide here, I think, in a vacuum, so I think it's fine. I don't think we can defend with a stack that short. It's basically fit or fold at that point. How about something goes right? Can we just get like an easy one? I mean, we did have a couple, right? We had the kings versus ace nine. Of course, he had a big draw, but I mean, we had the jacks versus nines. That was an easy one that we lost. Can we just flop like a set over set? Something easy. Have somebody drawn dead. Like, why don't we get all in with aces versus kings and kings? Something like that. Make all this bad mojo go away. I think the easiest way to play this is check shove. Because any hand that's going to improve on this turn would be calling the flop anyway, and I highly doubt he has a straight here. If we're beat, it's going to be like king X. So we're going for value here from like a king or a 10. I mean, it's possible he has a diamond draw. I think we still have to go for value with our ace 4 though. Could he shove with worse? Yeah. He doesn't have to have a flush to shove here. He could have like king 10, king 4, deuce 4, ace deuce, whatever. He doesn't have to have a flush here, but he does. It's really frustrating. I mean, I made my decision before I acted there. I knew I was calling, and I can't just check back 2 pair there. So it's just unfortunate. I mean, he backdoored a flush on us. What are you going to do? Feels shitty, though, that we run to the top of somebody's range again. In a spot where we just happen to spike 2 pair, which is really good for us. But I think the same result happens if we bet flop, bet turn. you know, we're basically all in at that point. He's not going to fold a flush draw on a pair, so he's going to suck out on us. So same result no matter how we play that hand. I mean, the only thing we could do is be weak sauce and check back the river. But I just think there's so much worse hands that can call us, and I think by betting small we can induce bluffs as well. Like maybe he turns open ender into a bluff in that spot, because our hand looks kind of weak, like we're trying to go for thin value. So, I mean, if we knew this guy was 14-0-1 over like 50 hands, maybe we bet fold the river, I don't know. But we just don't have enough information. And I think we can kind of discount a flush there because most people when they hit a flush, they're going to want to get value from it. So he's going to lead the river. Just sucks that it's like a series of unfortunate events again, where somebody, the exact run out happens that can make us go broke. No other run outs make us go broke, is what I'm saying. It's just like a series of the exact cards come that we go broke on. And then exactly, I mean, boom, boom. Nothing you can do about it. But that's poker. I'm just tired of being a whipping boy. But imagine if we were doing this and not deeply rolled. I mean, that's kind of what's good playing 100 in L right now instead of 200 in L, 400 in L. Man, we would just be, we would have to consider, we'd probably be moving down in all honesty right now. But as is, we're so deeply rolled, we don't even have to look at the bankroll. We can just keep playing. I think we have to bet again, and then probably check calling a lot of clean rivers. This guy is 11-0. He could definitely have like 8s, 9s, but it's only a few hands, so I expect him to check back a lot of hands here. Wow, he had 6-7. Wow. I was honestly expecting to be good there a lot. I guess when he checks back, I mean, yeah. Either way, I expect us to be good. Whether he bets or checks, I'd much rather him bet the river, honestly, because I think we're more likely to be good. His insta check back's kind of bad, but there's definitely hands in his range we beat that would check back. But once again, small pot. That one's not a big deal. Be nice to win a pot here. 1 or 2. We're just going to keep playing, though. Not giving up, I promise. Yeah, we're definitely c-betting at ace 8-8 with a queen high. I guess it's a shutdown if we get called. This is not looking like a favorable table. If I can get off it in time, nope. Thanks a lot, Bovada, Ignition, whatever your name is. You have to click this too, because if you just click sit out next, it won't register. So you're kind of forced to find this little teeny tiny button here. And sometimes you can't do it. It's frustrating. But we can leave next big blind though. Don't think this guy's wide enough of an opener. Yeah, he's only stealing 2 out of 7. That's 3 out of 8. Yeah, I think we'll just fold this one. Man, there's not many people we would be folding there with that stack size. Wow, aces. What could go wrong? Well, that could go wrong. Nobody opens, but we'll still open on the button. Too bad it's 2 nits. At least we get 1 call here. Come on, dude. Pick up kings. Ace king. Ace king would be sweet. but I'm not going to beg here. So we kind of have the nuts. A lot of times I would check this back, but there are some gut shots and things out there, so I think we have to bet this flop. So either they have something or they don't. So I think betting 2 and 4 is basically the same thing. So they don't have anything, they're going to fold. We got a little bit of dead money there. Not the result we're hoping for. Heads up, we definitely check that back though. To induce bluffs, maybe let somebody catch up a little bit. Not pass, hopefully, just catch up. This is not a great table anyway, so we'll probably leave that one. This one might be okay. This one's okay. I do have this guy to my left, but like I said, he is to my left. Not ideal. Maybe it's still worth staying, I don't know. Probably not. So we flop the nuts here. We'll just bet big. That makes it easy. Boom. Let's put it in now. We're ahead here slightly. Now way ahead. I think we had like 53% equity there or something. Look at him flopping top pair though. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I thought about punting actually, Lang. But yeah, thanks for the sentiment. I appreciate that. No, I still played quite a bit through. I mean, I built back up. I just wasn't streaming. This is tempting to shove here, but this guy's so tight. So much dead money though. Can I just call? I think I can just call. I kind of have this theory that once you get beyond a certain point and you have so much already in the pot odds don't matter so much anymore, since you're definitely getting paid for the rest of your stack whenever you hit. Like right now, I can expect that I'm definitely getting paid if I have the best hand here, which I think I would most of the time, even though this guy's tight. So I think most of the time I'm going to win a pretty decent sized pot, and I probably should just be shoving that flop, honestly. Because now I'm giving these people a chance to check back and improve. But as is, we'll go ahead and put it in. Hope this guy has Queen Jack, Ace 9, just a flush draw, something like that. Pocket 10s, that'd be sweet. I actually do. Yeah, I Hunger Down says, do you think talking things out loud is an asset for quicker improvement? I do. I think everybody should do it. Even if you're not going to show it to anybody, you should record a session, talk yourself through every hand, and then re-watch it. And it's almost like you'll have a third person's perspective there. And you can kind of almost see your own errors or your flaws in the way you're thinking. Wow, this could be either really good or really bad. Not sure what's going on here. This guy just got to have like the nuts here. Queen 10? Queen 10 would suck. Oh well, whatever it is, my money's in. Didn't expect this though, but I mean it is a draw heavy board, so it's not like I don't unexpect. I think this guy's gonna have me a lot. Yeah, this sucks, man. I even hit a king on the river. Oh, so gross. That's so gross. Jeez, I expect this guy to be betting like his entire range too. In that spot. And he has a set. So gross. I mean, at least I didn't have much money, but wow. That's so gross. I should have shoved pre-flop. Hindsight's 20/20. If I shove pre-flop, I probably get called by this guy and I win. This guy folds his threes. Yeah. Man, I can't second guess because I mean, it's a huge plus EV spot for me on that flop. Down 2 buy-ins on that table now. Blah, blah, blah. Now getting 3-bet by the nit. Snap fold. Keeps putting me on these same tables. I might just have to play them. I don't want to play heads up with a full stack right now. Maybe I'll just sit out here. Maybe this game will start eventually. I keep trying up here. This guy's pretty tight. I think we can open here. Look at this. This is just ridiculous. Redonkulous. Another heads up table. Yeah. Goodbye. We'll see about the king high here. Wow. Okay, I waved the against a fishy player. I'm gonna wave the white flag here. Then he has the deuce, has us out pipped. Give me a table! For the love of God! Not many draws out there, but I think we still have to bet. Could definitely get called by like 8, 7, 6s, something like that. 3-bet again. Fun times. By the nit too, so there's nothing we can do. Wow. Guess we'll take a break from trying to get on the table here. Is this guy tanking? Or am I just lagged out here? That was weird. Definitely not leaving this table though, because we got our whale here. I wish I could just opt out of these tables. Just don't even sit me at these tables. It's just so frustrating. Okay. Man. I don't know how to avoid them, honestly. What do we do? I don't think it's possible. Try this. Okay, that worked. Okay, we got 3. That's fine. We'll give it a minute here. With the fish in the blind, we will open the 5-8 suited. And this guy's pretty aggro, so he's stolen 3 of 3. I'm assuming he's stealing a really wide range, so queen 10 suited can be shoved here for 21 big blinds. That'll break him from sucking eggs. Flop the 2 pair. I mean, it's highly unlikely he's going to be doing this with a flush. But if he has a big flush draw, do we want to see the turn first before we commit? I think so. So I think we'll shove the turn now once he bets again. And now hopefully he'll get it in with like a 10 or just a spade draw. But we're definitely against a whale. We're not going to fold here. We should be good here most of the time. It's hard for us to be beating this spot. Unless he has 10-9, then we're beat, you know. But that's a small part of his range. Not going to worry about that. That's surprising. I expected the money to go in. What was he bluffing with, like a king high spade flush draw? I don't know. It's kind of strange. Good for our red line though. Cool, Diego. Good to hear about your positive results. Keep it up. Let me know how you do as you move up. If I have the best hand here most of the time, we're going to check back, probably raise turns, and give him a chance to stab with his air here, which I expect him to have air most of the time on this board. And now we'll just protect our hand. Whoops. I'm sorry, Diego. I was trying to friend you and I accidentally unfriended you. So I apologize for that. I refriended you again. I was not trying to make a statement there. My finger just clicked when I did not intend it to click. I think we have to go for the squeeze here with sixes. A lot of dead money. This guy's got a random button range, which we should be ahead of. Oh, wow. Not good. Wow. Can we get there one time? How about a club? Short end of the stick again. Wow. So unfortunate. Such a good plus EV spot, too. Alright, we're going to give it one more chance here. Find a better actually, we'll come in the small blind. Never mind. Whenever we get a chance to see a whole orbit by only paying a small blind, we'll take that. We're not going to turn that one down. It's too good of a deal. I think vacuum we could shove this, but I think calling is plus EV probably about the same amount. It's lower variance for sure, so let's just do that. I don't think we're going to rep anything here. Three-handed. We'll float one street here. And that should slow him down. Expect us to have the best hand here most of the time. If he bets the river and is good, he's probably got a jack. So I'm guessing he just had air there. Well, obviously. King high or something. Queen high. Queen jack. Queen 10, 9. Something like that. Queen 6 is what he had. I was just going to let this run an hour, but I think I'll get quite a few people watching. We'll give a little bit of bonus footage here. And we'll play another few orbits, couple orbits, something like that. Maybe we'll just run till 5 o'clock. It's 4:43 now, so we'll give another 15 minutes. Yeah, that seems to work. But it's just sucks that we have to we have to come up with these little ways around getting stuck on the same tables. But I totally understand why they did what they did. I'm behind the concept. It's just a little bit of the way it's set up, the execution maybe not so great. Probably leave this table. Take our 2 buy-in loss and just run. The humanity. Down a buy-in there. Yeah. Go ahead and get off of that. Doesn't look like a great table preliminarily. We'll try for another seat. This might be the same seat, I don't know. I didn't take note of stack sizes or anything, I'm too lazy. But it doesn't matter, we're going to stick with it. We have the ace-king. It's always sweet to pick up a hand like this on your first hand because you're a short stack, you sat down, you shove, everybody's like, oh, this guy's full of crap, he's just one of these short stacking scum trying to hit and run me. So you get called lighter. Especially with a guy under the gun, he's going to call us a wide part of his range, which as you can see, he called with the ace-queen, which is minus EV. Should be minus EV, he should know that, if I'm a reasonable player, but I mean, it's hard to fold that. Very hard to fold that. So we do get a stack there. That's pretty sweet. Is that the first all-in, full all-in we've won? And it's been a while, so it's good. Let's finish strong here. Okay. Yeah, I sent you the invitation already. Sorry about that. Cool. Good luck at No Limit 4. Let me know how it goes. Tear it up. He's king again against this guy. The guy that's been owning our soul. Ah. I think that's the guy that had the ace-9 suited. I mean, it's been that long. This may be the same guy because I think maybe I left this table and got put back on it. For some reason, I'm thinking that's the guy. I'm not sure. The stats seem to fit. Let's see if we can trick somebody into raising us here. Just instant check back, under rip our hand. We don't want to just commit our entire stack here. So if we just happen to be up against 2 pair, we're only going to lose 2 streets here. We'll just call. And then call any river or bet any river, depending on what he does. Go for a little value here. Oh well, how did this happen? That was really weird. How does he have ace king? What the hell? I don't get it. It's pretty damn funny though. That's pretty damn funny. I mean, I guess it's better than him having like 2 pair there, but that's pretty funny. Very weird. That was the surprise hand of the day. Sometimes you just run into hands you just totally don't expect to see. I mean, I'm sure he's expecting me not to have that too. So I guess we get to split the big blind, huh? Or was there a rake on that hand? I'm not sure. Not sure why I didn't lead. I think I can bet the river though. This guy doesn't bet the turn. I'm gonna bet $1. I think it's plus EV. I think if he's folding, if he's calling to get a chop, he's making an error. So I think betting, if he folds half the time, that's a big profit for us. Assuming he's never going to have a heart there, right? Because he would have bet the turn. Same guy. Maybe he's a little frustrated. I don't know why he would be frustrated. It was a small pot. Yeah. Got to give an aggro-looking player, not that he's that aggro-looking, a chance to raise. But it's just a mix-up play. I mean, I could certainly just open there. Like, I probably open there 90% of the time. So, I mean, it's a little bit of fancy play. But I think with a little bit of game flow, sometimes you can do it. But I think limp, call, check, shove most of the time is the way to go. Not limp, shove. Although that's viable as well. As people, once they commit a little bit of money, they'll put in a little bit more. Considering that they consider that you have a little bit to begin with. If that makes sense. This is promising here. Limp, limp. Do I lead? Nah. These guys are pretty passive. Do we call one street here just because this guy's always going to have like ace X, and if we spike a 3 or 4, we're probably getting the rest a lot of the time. He could also have just a flush draw sometimes. We do improve there. I think he could have a flush draw sometimes. Yeah, I think we're just screwed here. He's not folding anything. Yeah, I think we just... It sucks, but... I mean, what are we beating here? Queen 10? King 10? I'm not gonna hero this for $2. So we'll go about 10 more minutos here. Definitely planning on playing tonight. Something else I gotta do that I keep almost forgetting is I believe, and if you play on Ignition you need to know this, is that your VIP or your poker points expire on June 1st, I believe. So if you've got any points, which I do, I have like almost 6,000 now, we have to use those up. So I was thinking we're going to pick like a Friday or Saturday night and just spend all of the points in tournaments. This guy's really tight. Not quite a good enough price though. So yeah, and we'll just play like 5-6 low buy-in tournaments and just make a night of it and have a little bit of fun. Maybe we'll have a score, but at least it'll be fun. But yeah, let me know if you guys want me to do that. Or I mean, I could always just play triple ups too, right? That's the other option. And I think I'm more guaranteed to get money into my account if I do it that way. But I'm all about the lottery ticket mentality, you know. You could take a chance at getting a big score. That'd be cool. I think the next big score I get, I'll probably cash out like half of it. Not be so overzealous and just pump up and start playing higher stakes. With a weak pair, it just depends. If he's a huge station and there's hands that, if there are worse hands that can call me, Diego. Diego asked, by the way, with weak pairs, do you bet rivers versus fish or check for showdown value? And I mean, it's totally situational. The number one criteria is there has to be worse hands that can call you. If there's worse hands that can call you, I think you'd be remiss not to value bet the river. And you just tailor your sizing by how many hands. Like if you have a top pair or a mid pair and there's a ton of hands that can call you, you bet a little bit bigger. But most of the time you're going to be betting fairly small, I think, when you do that. But yeah, definitely you want to go for some thin value occasionally. And I think against fish calling stations, I think that's the players you want to do it against the most, especially passive ones. So we turn the straight. I'm hoping this guy has like a king. Do we just shove now? Try to get called by, because a king's raising us anyways, but I mean if he has like what if he has like 9-10 or a club draw? We want to give him a chance to call it. Now if he has king jack, we're just pawned here, right? But we're not folding a straight anyway, so let's just put it in and give him a chance to call with a flush draw. And a king he's certainly not folding anyway. And maybe he'll have a hand like queen 10 here he'll call with. Or Queen Jack, that's even better. Wow, that is a weird call, but I mean, I can't blame him. We're going to float here with Queen Jack. We do improve slightly. Yeah, I don't blame him for calling there. Okay, I guess you're repping the ace, huh? Alright. So I think that was a good spot for an overbet. For sure. When there's a good chance that there's some hands that won't call your, when a good majority of his range won't call your river bet, your river shove or whatever, and there's scare cards that'll slow down him calling his second pair type hands, like the jack there. I think those are good spots to shove, because not just because of the facts I just, or the points I just made, but also it just looks really fishy when I shove the turn. It's like you're gonna get called lighter there, like pocket tens. You know, just a jack, which basically he almost just did have just a jack there, right? He had just a queen for sure. So yeah, he make him hero call. I mean, maybe he calls the turn and folds that hand on the river. Certainly if a club comes or something like that, he could fold it. So, it's just something to look for. I think polarized spots are really good to overbet for sure. I mean, it just looks weird for us to play king that way, right? But I think we would play king that way sometimes, just to get full value from a flush draw. But, I mean, I think most players, when they see us do that, would be thinking that we have like a open-ender and a flush draw maybe, or just a flush draw. Or just a bluff, period. Trying to get him off a hand like a jack or a queen or whatever. If you get into the head of a reg player, I think they could have that thought process sometimes. Sorry about that. I was getting a weird text message that I had to answer from a family member. So I don't know if I told you guys. You guys know I'm a golfer, right? So I'm got a ticket. I think my mother bought me and my brother a ticket to the PGA Championship. We're going on Thursday. It's in Charlotte this year, which is, I mean, I'm within half an hour of there. So it would kind of be a shame with the PGA Championship. How often does it come to your town, right? Or any major. So yeah, it's Quail Hollow. So we're definitely going on Thursday, and I think we're gonna follow John Daly around. He's actually in the field. So, and you guys know I'm a golfer. I'm a scratch, low handicapper. And the reason I started playing golf was John Daly. I saw him on TV when I was like 18 years old and watched him win the PGA Championship. Just, I mean, even non-golfers knew about that back then. It was such a big deal. This nobody, just redneck out of nowhere, comes in and beats all these, you know, preppy kids, you know, people with silver spoons in their mouth. You know, that's kind of the mentality. That was kind of the dynamic back then. I think it still holds true today. I mean, nobody has bigger fields. I mean, Tiger Woods maybe had bigger fields for a while, people following him, but John Daly still has the biggest crowds of anybody out there. It's pretty insane. So we're going to follow him around and make a day of it. It's going to be fun. It's not cheap. I mean, kind of went on Thursday for a reason. I just mentioned it to my mother and brother that it'd be cool to do, and next thing I know, she's buying us tickets. So I guess it's our Father's Day present. It's in early August, I believe. This guy's a fishy player. I almost want to overbet shove this. Like either he's gonna call, he's gonna have something and call $2 or 24. I think we just gotta shove this. It just feels right. Yeah, I was thinking maybe if he has like sixes there, he calls us. Yeah. I don't know about that one. He also could be just having his finger hovered over call any, or just be looking to call any, and when I shove there, he accidentally insta-calls me. That's another possibility, right? But I think certainly in every other possible dynamic out there, it's better just to bet a normal c-bet. But I just had this read on this guy, and I just thought maybe he would not want to. This guy doesn't look like he's the type that wants to fold, so. I mean, surely I wouldn't have queens when I shove there, right? So maybe you see some weird calls there. I think we lead with the open-ender. 5, please. That would be cool. 5 of spades. 5 of spades. That works. So we're only losing the queen jack. So there's a lot of 2 pairs out there. So we're just going to go ahead and ship. I'm going to do this crazy overbet shove. It looks crazy. So I think we'll get called by 2 pairs here. There we go. Or just 1 pair, actually. Wow. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I think that's another hidden thing about doing big shoves, overbet shoves. It just builds this crazy image. And that's part of short stacking, right? Mid stacking, whatever. Is you want, anytime you get an opportunity to have a plus EV play that's pretty much the same plus EV as other plays, take the crazy one every time. Because do you think this guy really calls that turn versus a 100 big blind reg who just bombs it for like 4 times pot? Probably not. He probably considers folding there because the guy's going to have the leverage of the money behind. If I was in the blinds, I would call here. I mean, Diego asks he hopes to beat 25 and L soon, get some more coaching, learn more about short stacking. He wants to beat the higher stakes. Yeah, I mean, he wants advice. I mean, my advice is just play strong fundamental poker. I mean, there's no reason you have to try and be a play machine ever, or make reads that are too deep, or play this technically high level poker or anything. That will come. Focus right now on just playing in position, reading board textures, adjusting to the opponents, categorizing opponents and adjusting to them. And everything else kind of takes care of itself at that point. I mean, the reads, the high level reads and all that stuff will come over time. Wow, this guy actually had an 8. Thought we were good there. This guy's 3-betting a lot. 3 of 6, but I don't know. I kind of hesitate to just stick it in though, because this is, I guess this is cutoff versus hijack technically. But he's 3-bet 3 out of 6. I don't think I can fold. I mean, okay man, you got my money. If you want to build that kind of image, okay, you got me. He built his image and he got me. What can I do? That's the worst, man. Is when somebody's just 3-betting like almost every hand, and then the one time you play back, they've got it. I mean, I'm sure if I'm 30 big blinds, I find a fold there. But the fact that this guy's 3-betting so much with 16 big blinds left, I don't think I can fold there, because I think that might my stack size might offset the dynamic of him 3-betting tighter in this spot. So Yeah, I think he just got me there. Just sucks that he picked up queens. I mean, this is where ace 10 was kind of so-so. I mean, if it folds to me here, ace 7 suited is kind of the nuts here. So if I raise here, I could just value shove the ace 7 suited blind versus blind. I mean, we don't get that dynamic, but if we had, so shoving the 10s for value here. Oh, wow, it's after 5. Okay. Well, we'll make this our last. We'll just make this our last hand here. Whatever happens, happens. Hopefully we get called by 8s, 9s. How about Jack 10? Let's have an easy one. 10 deuce. That would be pretty easy. Okay. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me at automaticpoker@gmail.com. And I look forward to hearing from you. But yeah, not much else to say. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Thanks everybody for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.